to the C. It's Camp A, where we do a little storytelling, mix a little poetry, and seduce your mind. Welcome back. Being honest, a lot of girls would have went through dating much easier if the access wasn't restricted and they were able to be taught under a microscopic eye. And I'm going to give you a little piece I like to call restricted access. They say black girls are fast. Fast-tailed girls grow into angry black women who live to raise the cycle again. Prohibited from dating during pubescent times, yet supposed to know dangers by adulthood. Always, if you live under my roof, you will abide by my rules, but give no instructions on healthy relationships. No guidance available for rejection. What happens to the young girl who cannot let go? They tend to spiral in the sea of piranhas, losing the will to identify self when they look in the mirror. Struggling to choose between education and relationships. Trial and error doesn't work when you have not the knowledge. Let's throw out an example. A woman who was raised how to identify danger but never got to exercise it in real time. Versus a woman who experienced danger firsthand but had no prior teaching on emotional or physical development. Who succeeds in a healthy relationship? Neither. There was no controlled environment to safely exercise dating. The safety net not displayed under falls, so we fell and or end up dead trying. There was no teachings of who to let your guard down with and who to avoid, because letting your guard down gives them the pass to use your trauma as a weapon to harm you. They yell through megaphones at cheer practice. Ain't a damn person fucking in my house but me. But when did dating become a sexual act? Learning someone else's joy and pain and behavioral cues is not something learned by trial and error. How do you think a profiler got good at their job? Teaching observation through controlled environments. Restricted access is volatile to a developing woman. Praising young men for scoring is destructive to the psyche of men not developed. Double standards strain relationships, and yet we give a voice to opinions meant to die in volcanic eruptions. Who does the work if all the outs are restricted? We ride the clock, rolling through life, tumbling through meaningless relationships, wasting time. Relationships aren't built for sink or swim because some lose their lives behind it. Think of all the lives we could have saved if restrictions weren't in the way. How can you fine-tune? But I love him. You're keeping him from me. Why isn't he texting back? Here, she shaded. If you won't control the environment at the start. Just like we chastise toddlers feeling emotions they never dealt with before, we tell our teens they're too old to be acting like this. Truth is, they're not. Our youth have never dated anyone of the opposite sex. They've never been intimate with someone of the opposite sex. How are they supposed to control the dam if they don't know how to work the levee? Two-parent households mean shit if you're just present but not involved. Beating the stigma of single parenthood ain't an accolade that stands alone. Were you involved? Being a taxi driver doesn't equate to involvement. Providing necessities don't reward participation trophies because that's what you're supposed to do, but that's not being involved. How long are we going to keep raising the kids in the struggle because we're naive to sustain successful relationships? We jump over fences looking at the Joneses. Even in glass houses do the rich feel lonely. Being a trophy ain't ever sit right with me. Juggling gender roles when times have changed, yet we're raising the next generation as if women still can't own property, but no restrictions lies on the man. I ain't speaking here to tell you to let them procreate all over town. Truth is, they love the process but despise the results, blaming the child that could have been prevented if lustful desires weren't activated. You want to tell me why your son has a midnight curfew, but you tell your daughter ain't nothing open after midnight but legs. The mental rearing of teenagers is in the rear. The bias becomes poison when deception speaks to your daughters, welcoming them with their messenger, always giving them a glimpse of something that reminds them of their father, and flips the switch to show you the snake was biting from day one. Now we have women full of venom dying at the hands of men because they didn't know how to choose correctly. Let me rephrase. Young women out here dying at the hands of men because restricted access became a double standard they hung themselves with. You might say my emotions as a teen and adult are different when meeting the same person, but it's not the case for everybody. Those who never got the chance to be a teen develop those emotions in their early 20s, crashing out on what they do not understand. Tell me, who reaps the benefit with restricted access? Always jumping hurdles they could have crawled under. Parents are there to nurture the children. Teens develop independence but also need emotional development between intimate relationships. This is not a sink or swim assignment. I wish we all had the same access. Maybe we wouldn't be carrying venom around just to be loved. Thanks for tuning in to the CS Cafe. Did we ride your mind tonight? Did you feel good? Tune in next time because you don't wanna miss this.